since it's a new week.
Okay.
Okie dokie. First of all, since you're the only one so far, do you have any special requests for things you want to do today?
Not really. I feel like you've been rotating areas, so that works for me.
Okay, awesome. I've been trying to just keep it fresh and kind of do everything in different ways throughout the weeks.
Yep,
so.
I like it.
Cool beans. All right, so we are going to start in rest pose. So roll it all the way down, knees to chest, shoulders and head are on the floor. And you can link your arms. Take an inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Do this 2 more times, and every time you exhale, think of tucking your knees even closer and squeezing your core just a little bit to make room for your legs. Do the last one. All right. And now you can let your legs go. We're going to go right into the 100 and just kick it off. So you can have option A, option B, or option C. All right, so hands are going to be off the floor, shoulders and head up. We pump to inhale for 5 and to exhale for 5. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5. In 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5. In 3, 4, 5, out. Belly button down. In 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5. In 3, 4, 5, out. Halfway there. In 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5. In 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5. In 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5. In 3, 4, 5, out. Almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders and head down, knees to chest. Good. 2 more cycles of breath here. Hug your knees in. Rock back and forth just a little bit. Very nice. Okay, next on the docket, let's do some heel taps. So feet are going to be right next to each other, hugging in close. Heels are touching, and then you're going to bring them in about, I would say, half a foot away from your butt. You're going to reach your shoulders and head up, palms are up, and you're going to tap your pinky to each ankle. Inhale on the same side every time. Trying to tuck your rib cage into your hips. If this feels easy, scoot your feet away just a little bit. We're here for 7, 6, belly button in, a little higher maybe. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, shoulders and head down. Next up, I forgot what's next. Yes, let's come up to seated. Feet are now going to be hip width distance apart. Shoulders down. We're going to do some Russian twists. So give me, I dream of genie arms, and then slide out, stack your palms on top of each other. Rolling through the spine down to right about, like if we were doing our 10 count roll down, come to about a 5. And then you're just going to turn to one side, tap your elbow, exhale to twist back up. And that's all we got. If you're losing your balance, you can sneak your feet out a little bit farther away from you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, real quick, butterfly pose, soles of the feet together. Just to counter that, straight spine, lean it forward. Let the hip flexors get a little stretch here. All right, next up, double leg stretch. So we're gonna go back down, starting in rest pose, but our head and shoulders are off the floor. As we inhale, we're gonna extend everything to the upper 2 corners of the room. Exhale to contract. Inhale, exhale. Notice I'm swinging my arms nice and wide. My belly button is going through the basement. And instead of bringing your knees up to your head, see if you can lift your head up to your knees. We're here for 4, 3, 2. Last one. All right, shoulders and head down. And breathe. Okay. And the legs can go long. Stretch the arms up overhead just for a moment here. Take a quick breather. Let your spine lift from the floor. Inhale. And as you exhale, think of almost like a robot or having a corset tightened. Think of tucking your ribs down towards your hips, bringing everything back into alignment. So my feet are flexed. Let's do one straight leg roll up, reaching for the ceiling. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Before you start, chin to chest, belly button to spine, reaching forward. This is halfway, nice and tall. Continue to exhale. Reach past your toes if you can. Take another sip of air. And as you exhale, bring it all back. Just hit the rewind button. Rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. How slowly can you go without using any momentum? If you want, option is to reach from the mat or even reach from behind the head if you're working towards that neck pull, which is just hands behind the head, elbows are wide. If you're working up to this and you need a training wheel move, as I call it, go up on the variation you're comfortable with and come down on the variation you're working towards. That's my rule of thumb, not just in this class, but with everything. We're still working on push-ups in my HIIT class. And that's always a great training tool. Let's do one more wherever you're at. Like your fingers are magnets and they're pulling you towards the opposite wall. This is our last one. You can go ahead and take a rest pose here when you get back to the bottom. All right, now that we've done all that, we're gonna do another training wheel move that we, I think we did 2 weeks ago. Essentially bent legs up, teaser legs down for a roll up. So it'll look like this. Your feet can be out a little farther if you need. We'll start by reaching for the ceiling. Big exhale. You'll come up to the top. And we've done this pose before, partial teaser, so my shins are parallel. You're gonna inhale down, rolling through the spine just like you did with the straight leg roll up. And as your hands come up to the ceiling, your feet can come down. So try that again. And usually for most of us, where our feet end up when we roll back down will be too close to our butt for us to roll up comfortably. So if you need, you can walk them out and reset. So sit up nice and tall at the top, tuck your belly button in, and try and keep those shins parallel to the floor as we roll down. We're gonna do 2 more after this one. Another option that we've done before is to swim the arms. So they'll start down on the floor, swim wide, and come up, and once they reach your eye line, you come up. This will be your last one. And inhale down nice and slow. And the feet come down with the arms. Go ahead and hug the knees. We're gonna do 2 more moves here before we switch over into prone pose. So this time we're gonna do double straight leg stretch. This is everybody's favorite, LOL not. So toes are pointed, legs are straight, knees are squeezing in towards each other, shoulders are nice and peaceful on the floor, and hands are by the side. You're gonna inhale down for 3, 2, 1 to the bottom of your range of motion. That doesn't mean here where there's a tunnel, right? We wanna keep everything lifted. So we inhale down, 3, 2, 1. On 0, exhale. Good, 3, 2, 1, exhale. 3, 2, 1, exhale. 3, 2, 1, exhale. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, 1, exhale. 3, 2, 1, exhale. Last one. 3, 2, 1, exhale. Rest pose. Knees to chest. Take a second here. This next set will be optional, but if you want to try it, I'll have you scoot to about halfway down your mat. The option is We're gonna slow it down a little bit and only do 4 reps. But what you'll do is when you exhale at the top, only if you're comfortable, very slowly come into cloud pose. Now you'll notice I'm not even having my toes touch. If you want and you're that flexible and you know how to do this move, you can. Otherwise, just go to where you're comfortable. You want to have your weight on the meaty part of your back and not your neck or your head. And then you'll inhale back down slowly with resistance. So if you want, you can try that. Otherwise, just do the old 3, 2, 1, 0 count. And this is a great spine stretch. Remember, if you're doing these with me, we're only doing 4. So as not to shock the system, especially if this is new for you. This is our last one. And then when you are done, you've earned yourself a nice, luxurious swan pose. So come up with control. Let's turn over, hands under shoulders, squeeze the glutes, and push yourself up. This is one of my favorite stretches. This is something I do every day. All right. Settle in, keep the glutes engaged to protect the spine. You know this, I'm just saying it for the recording. Hi everyone on Instagram. And look over the left shoulder. After all those oblique exercises at the top, switch sides over to the right. And come back, we know the drill, nice wide knees, toes together, child's pose to counter. All right. Okay, let's do some arm stuff. So I mentioned training wheel moves. We're gonna move that idea into the upper body now that we flipped over. So I think you've done these with me before where we do half and half push-ups, as I call them. So what we've been doing is we come down on our toes, right? That's the easy part. And then up on our knees, which is usually the difficult part, right? Today we're gonna reverse that and see what happens. So we're gonna try 3 of the regular ones. So join me when you're ready. So 3 on your toes coming down. Inhale, lay all the way down, and then prep your knees. You're gonna push up on your knees, keeping your back flat. 1 straight line from your hips to your shoulders and to your knees, and then come back to your toes. This is 2. We're gonna do 1 more, just like that. Good. All right, take a quick child's pose if you need it. We're gonna do 3 more, but we're gonna reverse the pattern. So now it's gonna look like this. We're gonna come down on our knees. Again, straight back, whether I'm on my knees or toes. And then I'm gonna push up on my toes. So drop your knees, down on the knees, inhale. Big exhale, brace your abs. Just 1 more like that. 3 total. Good, take a break. All right, we're gonna do that set 1 last time. Just 3 more. Knees down, toes up. Here we go. Inhale, bring it down. Big exhale, good. Big exhale. Last one, and then we get a child's pose to recover. Very nice, knees apart, toes together. Woo. Hands down the middle of the mat. All right. Excellent work. Moving right along. We're now going to move into shoulder taps, doing some shoulder work. So this pattern is going to alternate between a high plank and a downward facing dog. So let's just get used to that first. So high palm plank, shoulders over wrists, 1 straight line down the body, we know this. Exhale back to a down dog. Get set up here. I don't like this new mat. I need to buy a less slippery one, or else y'all are gonna see me face plant. That'll be your Christmas gift. Come back to high palm plank 1 more time. Just to get it in our bodies, we wanna make sure we know this shift well. Good, all right, back to high palm plank. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, shoulder taps, up to high palm plank. Angle your hands inward for one pike push-up and reset. That's our pattern. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. Angle your elbows out. Inhale down. Exhale up. Reset the hands. 2 more times. Good. Inhale down. Exhale up. This is our last one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And knees come down. All right. One more child's pose here. Recover. That's a lot. All right. One more moving plank, and then we're going to shift. So this can be more ab focused, so our shoulders and arms can have a little break. So key pattern here is up, across, up, other side. So knee to elbow, knee to opposite elbow, knee to same elbow, reset. Yeah? This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 down dog. Good. This is nice and slow and luxurious. Bring it back. We're going to do 6 more, starting on the opposite leg. 3. And plant. Keep breathing. 4. 2 more. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Down dog. Woo! And down to your knees. We're done with upper body, I promise. Because my shoulders are burning. All right. Hands down the middle. We're here for a moment, so enjoy the stretch. Do what feels good for you. I like to wiggle back and forth. And then fold your arms up behind your head. Press one elbow down into the floor. And switch. So I'm pressing my elbow down and I'm also pulling back very gently. This stretches your lats, which are your, I call them my armpit muscles, when you're pulling something towards you, as well as your triceps and the lower part of your shoulder. All right. Excellent. Let's take the focus into the legs to finish off. I'm sweating. Ew. Gross. Can you imagine a fitness teacher that didn't like sweating? All right, now we're gonna do knee lifts, but with a twist. So we're gonna do one knee lift. We're gonna come in and then kick out and reset. So up, down, in, out, in, reset. Up, in. So my knees coming forward. So I'm alternating between a pointed foot and then I flex and I'm pressing out and back with my heel. And that's gonna engage the under part of my glute. I call it my underbutt, where your glute meets your hamstring. And it's also working the outer glute and your outer thigh. Right up here. People call them the saddlebags. And this is also good for engaging my obliques on my top side here, whatever your top side is that you're engaging. Let's do 2 more. Especially here when I have to hug that knee in towards my rib cage. Last one. Good. All right. Real quick, let's switch to the other side. All right. So your toes are facing me for this leg lift. So we go up, down, flex, push away, and reset. Ooh, that hurts on my bottom leg now that we've switched. And on that kick, just like if you were in a kickboxing class, you want to think heel up, toes down. A good breathing pattern for this, every time you're resisting, so up, exhale, and out is an exhale. Let's do 2 more. We got 1 more leg move, And then a nice long stretch. All right, so now we're gonna come off the mat lengthwise. You're gonna bring your legs nice and long. Shins are parallel to each other. And you can do this, you can do it on your hands, but it's gonna be most beneficial on your elbows. This is just gonna be a squeezing and releasing move. So you're not actually going to do any movement to the naked eye, but you're gonna be squeezing and trying to bring your knees together and then releasing. So I'm gonna give you a count of 3, 2, 1, and that you hold for those 3 seconds. On 0, you release and reset. So here we go. Hold. 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, release. Good. Keep going. 2, 1, release. So the only movement you should see in yourself is your hips coming up and down very slightly. A very small range of motion. 3, 2, 1, release. 3, squeeze your knees together, release. 3, 2, 1, release. 2 more. 3, 2, 1, release. Last one. 3, 2, 1, release. Good. Walk yourself up on your hands and come to seated. All right. Oh boy, let's start stretching to the inner thighs. Come back to butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, sitting up tall. Knees are gonna drift outwards and down. Shoulders away from the ears. And then hinge at the hips, straight spine. If you have the flexibility, put your elbows on your shins to press them down. Oh. Awesome, okay. All right, let's have one leg on bottom and one leg crossed over for seated spinal twist or seated glute stretch, whatever you want to call it. So sits bones are down, shoulders are up and back. Smile on the face, maybe. I don't know, my arms hurt after that. My smiling muscles all went down here. Good. 3, 2, 1. Keep that same leg on top. Flex the feet. Come to crisscross applesauce, stacking your feet on top of one another. Same thing. Hips are square and down. Hinge. Straight spine down until you reach the end of your range of motion, and then you can round the shoulders. All right, if your right leg is on top, walk your hands over to the right, vice versa if your left leg is on top. Make sure your opposite hip stays down. Let's walk through center over to the other side. This should be the side with more resistance. Keep your opposite hip down and reach your arms away. Oh man. Today's weather was crazy. For any of you guys watching this back on Instagram, it was so stormy today. There's nothing weirder for a Colorado girl like me to have my Christmas tree up and have it just like being a tsunami outside. Let's come on up, switch legs. Same thing, seated glute stretch. So both sits bones are down, sitting up tall, and then you bring the leg to you. And Sandra, you're with me live right now, so I'm sure it was crazy for you to watch too, wherever you are in the city. Or if you're not in the city, which you're not missing much. Let's flex the feet and walk it forward. And try not to just, it is a stretch, but try and keep it active. And what I mean by that is try and reach the edge of discomfort is what we call it. So not just settling into where it's comfortable, where you know, as opposed to something like child's pose. Whatever leg is on top, move in that direction. But this especially, since our glutes power so much of our movement, they're one of the largest muscles we have to make sure we're giving them a chance to stretch and recover instead of just staying relaxed. Because, you know, like sitting on the couch all day is nice, but you get up and you feel stiff, even though your muscles have all been relaxed. My dog just like got up off the couch and did a big stretch right as I said that. Other side. And I'm the worst offender of that, especially here in quarantine. I'll sit on the couch all day doing homework or planning classes or whatever, and I'll need to get up and stretch because my back will be stiff. I get really stiff knees. Let's come back up to center. How much time we got? I want to make sure we hit everything. All right, let's do one leg in, one leg out. We'll do it an oblique stretch, so opposite hand, opposite knee. My toes are flexed here. Keep your shoulders turned towards the opposite wall, meaning keep the stretch open and not closed. We'll do that in a second. Open up, see if you can stretch every muscle fiber in between your ribs here. All right, come up, turn yourself to face that open leg. Inhale up, exhale down, keep this foot flexed. Good. And remember, if you are setting anchor on this leg with your arms like I'm doing, that's totally fine, but make sure that you can stay that low in the stretch without any help from your arms. That's how you tear a muscle. That's no bueno. Good. 3, 2, 1. Same thing, other side. One leg in, one leg out. Start with open pose. Oh, this feels so nice. One hand on opposite knee. Keep your shoulders facing moi. S'il vous plaît. I got like a D in French in high school. Don't tell. Everyone else chose Spanish, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be cool. Like French is just so romantic and so awesome. You know, that news bears. Don't know what it was, but I was not good at French. Turn the hips in. Flex the foot, inhale up, exhale down. I can say like the really important stuff, like I know how to say, I'm so sorry, I'm from America, do you speak English? I distinctly remember being able to say that when I went to Paris. But other than that, not great. All right, to finish up, let's do a couple more arm stretches. Yeah, there's just enough time. Right arm across the body, shoulder is down. And if you can see yourself, admire that nice new tricep line you have from all those push-ups we did. And take a moment. Maybe you remember a time when you couldn't even do push-ups on your knees. Think about how far you've come since you started. Other side. I moved here to the city 5 years ago. I didn't start teaching until 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I couldn't do, 4 years ago, I couldn't do a push-up or a burpee or any of the crazy things that I love doing now with you guys. All right, let's do chicken wing. So right hand's wrist in your left hand, pull it across, left elbow, chicken wings out, shoulders are down, and you can drop your head. You should be feeling a stretch in this shoulder going down this arm, and a nice stretch on this side of your neck going down to your shoulder. 3, 2, 1, same thing other side. Chicken wing your right arm, sitting up tall. Take a real quick emotional inventory. How did this session sit with you? Were you able to do something new today that you weren't able to do last time? That's my favorite thing to think about. Good. Last one. Completely relax your head down. Just let the natural weight of your arms give your neck muscles a stretch. Look to the left. Look to the right. Look to the left. Look to the right. Hands down. Bring the head up. And that is 4:30 on the dot. All right. Sandra, how do you feel?
Good.
Good. Amazing. All right. That wraps it up
Thank
for
you.
Monday.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. I'll see you on Wednesday, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Daphne.